Nous passons directement à la deuxième présentation qui est celle du docteur Omri du département de l'Institut national de nutrition de Tunis pour nous présenter les hyperparathyroïdies secondaires après sleeve gastrectomie.
Dear audience, I'm pleased to present to you our work about secondary hyperparathyroidism after sleeve gastrectomy. Sleeve gastrectomy is becoming an increasingly common procedure performed to achieve long-term weight loss in morbidly obese patients. However, several nutritional problems arise postoperatively. There is little known about the short-term as well as the long-term effects of sleeve gastrectomy on vitamin D metabolism as well as on parathyroid function. The aim of our study was to evaluate vitamin D status and parathyroid function among obese patients after sleeve gastrectomy. This was a prospective study involving a population of 30 morbidly obese patients undergoing sleeve gastrectomy recruited from the obesity unit of the National Institute of Nutrition of Tunis. All included patients were not presenting any known cause for malabsorption, not taking vitamin D derivatives, and not presenting kidney or liver insufficiency and/or failure. Serum calcium, intact parathyroid hormone, and 25-hydroxy vitamin D were measured at baseline and 6 months after surgery. Calcium concentrations were defined as being normal, greater than 30 mg per milliliter, insufficient between 10 and 30 mg per milliliter, and deficient less than 10 mg per milliliter. Secondary hyperparathyroidism was defined as parathyroid hormone serum levels greater than 65 picogram per milliliter with simultaneous normal values for creatinine, calcium, and phosphorus. This table summarizes the general characteristics of the population at baseline. Mean patient's age was 36.8 years. Women exceeded men in a sex ratio of 4 women for a man, and the average weight was 137.4 kilograms. The second table depicts the evolution of the parameters evaluating the post-operative weight loss at 15 days, 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months after sleeve gastrectomy. And as we see, at 6 months after sleeve gastrectomy, the average percentage of weight loss was 23.3%, the average percentage of excess weight loss was 49.8%, the average percentage of BMI loss was 23.6%, and the average percentage of excess BMI loss was 50.4%. This table depicts the daily caloric, macronutrient, and micronutrient intakes at 6 months after surgery, and as shown, the mean daily calcium intake was 449.3 milligrams per day, and if we compare the mean daily calcium intake of our patients to the recommended nutritional intake, 97% of our patients had insufficient daily calcium intake. We didn't note a significant variation between the mean level of calcium at baseline and 6 months after surgery. However, the mean level of vitamin D decreased significantly from 17.2 to 11.7 at 6 months after sleeve gastrectomy, and the mean level of parathyroid hormone increased from 31.9 to 45.8 picogram per milliliter. To resume, an average variation of minus 5.5 nanogram per milliliter has been noted between pre-operative and post-operative vitamin D levels. This corresponded to an average variation of minus 10.9% of the initial vitamin D level, and an average variation of plus 13.9 picogram per milliliter has been noted between pre-operative and post-operative parathyroid hormone levels, which corresponded to an average variation of plus 101.8% of the initial parathyroid hormone rate. Now we will focus on vitamin D status before and after sleeve gastrectomy. At baseline, 20% of our patients had normal vitamin D level versus 7% after surgery, 50% had vitamin D insufficiency versus 40% after surgery, and 30% had vitamin D deficiency versus 53% after surgery. This table depicts the shift into same or different calcidial stages of the perioperative calcidiol levels after sleeve gastrectomy, and to resume, 10% of our patients had improved their calcidiol status, while 46% had worsened it. The prevalence of secondary hyperparathyroidism was 7% at baseline and increased significantly to 30% at 6 months after surgery. This table depicts the vitamin D status depending on parathyroid hormone level. And as we see, all patients presenting secondary hyperparathyroidism had simultaneous documented hypovitaminosis D. An inverse correlation was found between the parathyroid hormone level variation and the variation of vitamin D level post-operatively. In this study, we found a very high prevalence of vitamin D depletion in our pre-operative morbidly obese patients. In fact, obese individuals as a group have been reported to present with vitamin D depletion. Several physiopathological mechanisms have been implicated in vitamin D depletion, including 1,25-hydroxy vitamin D enhancement, a negative feedback control on the hepatic synthesis of 25-hydroxy vitamin D, solar ultraviolet radiation under exposure, and decreased bioavailability of vitamin D due to enhanced uptake and clearance by adipose tissue. The major clinical impact of vitamin D depletion among morbidly obese patients is parathyroid hormone-mediated cortical bone loss. In this present study, an elevation of parathyroid hormone level was found in 7% of the patients pre-operatively. Several authors have noted the same results. In fact, Hamdi and al., as well as Arthur and al., identified secondary hyperparathyroidism respectively in 25 and 48% of their morbidly obese patients. These incidences are much higher than the 7% found in our study and may be related to differences in race. In this study, changes in serum calcium levels did not vary statistically during the study period. The prevalence of low vitamin D levels was 80% pre-operatively and increased to 93% at 6 months after surgery. Calcium staging changed notably. The prevalence of secondary hyperparathyroidism was 7% before surgery and increased significantly to 30% afterwards, and an inverse correlation was found between serum 25-hydroxy vitamin D level variation and serum parathyroid hormone level variation post-operatively. In fact, sleep gastrectomy is a restrictive bariatric procedure with postulated hormone effect affecting satiety. Sleep gastrectomy patients are at risk for nutrient deficiency due to several mechanisms, including reduced food intake, post-operative nausea and vomiting, poor food choices, and food avoidance due to intolerance. Secondary hyperparathyroidism associated with sleep gastrectomy is caused by vitamin D depletion and may be caused by inadequate ingestion of calcium during the post-operative period. In addition, hypochlorhydria reduces the absorption of ingested calcium. Calcium deficiency stimulates the secretion of parathyroid hormone. This compensatory response permits the maintenance of normal serum levels of this ion at the expense of calcium mobilization from the bone. To conclude, increased parathyroid hormone levels were observed after sleep gastrectomy as well as a high prevalence of vitamin D depletion. However, no case of hypocalcemia was observed. This can result in mobilization of calcium from the skeleton. The vitamin D depletion and the secondary hyperparathyroidism may precede surgery and get worsened after surgery. Therefore, we recommend a nutritional assessment before sleep gastrectomy to detect and correct nutritional deficiency. A vitamin D supplementation as well as a calcium one had to be systematically installed after sleep gastrectomy, even if it's a restrictive procedure, to prevent the depletion of bone calcium, and overall, a continuous follow-up of patients submitted to bariatric surgery since bone alteration may occur late and can be severe. And thank you for your attention.